That's my favorite
This
thing
is
to do.
bad. This is
Yeah,
bad.
Performing,
I can imagine.
man,
It looks pretty sick, not gonna
I
lie.
have too much energy, man. I have to use it on stage. Trust me. Like
Mhm.
I'm not nervous. It's not really. Sometimes like they're telling me I gotta like not really Henny, but they'll tell me like you gotta rehearse, go do like rehearsal, and bro, I live for this shit. Like I don't just
Right,
all I need to know is what songs are playing, what order, and let's go.
that's
You
crazy.
know what I'm saying? Because I don't need to prepare what move if I go left, if I go right. It's how I feel and in the moment. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Okay.
And that's me. I just move off of my energy.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, he really like controls the crowd. He delivers such energy that like even if the crowd doesn't know him at first, by the end of the show, everybody's like.
So hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Real Talks. I'm your host, Brady Carducci, and today on the show, I have a very special guest. He's an up-and-coming rapper and artist from Toronto. Welcome to the show, Supreme Swiss. How's it
You
going,
already
man?
know what it is.
Yeah,
Love, bro. Not too bad.
And behind him, we got another artist from Toronto as well, Henny Hendrx. Want to say what's up? Hey,
So
there we go. There we go. Man, so I'm really excited to sit down with you today, man. Really appreciate you, taking the time out of your schedule to, sit down, talk with me. So hopefully today will be a good conversation, chopping about some music, kind of share your story, learn more about you, and get in some good topics. So I'm excited. But before we get into everything, I wanted to ask, how you've been dealing with COVID, kind of what have you been up to kind of keep yourself sane through these unprecedented times, I'd say.
Developing new skills. You see what I'm saying? Because earlier I was telling you,
Hmm.
like I was all bored and shit. It was stressful thinking that they got control over us. We're locked down. We can't go nowhere.
Hmm.
But when you focus on developing yourself, it's a lot easier because you find new things to do. You get better at other things that didn't even know you're good at.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, yeah.
that's
What
where I was at.
uh what are some like new skills or like talents you like picked up?
Uh, Editing my music covers, video editing, stuff like that. Like about making beats. Like.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, got
Nice,
a new
nice.
laptop and I was just producing. I don't even know what I didn't even know I was good at.
Hey,
Didn't even know
it's
I was good at.
I guess it's not all negative stuff coming out of this pandemic then. There's some positive for sure.
For sure,
What
bro.
um what you said you're producing, are you using like Fluty Loops, Logic? What are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
using?
yeah. He
Okay.
he gave me a pack and I just started messing around with it.
Jeez, okay.
He's a producer though. He's the one that producer artist. He's the one.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Dope. That's dope. Henny, how long you been producing for?
I've been producing for close to 12 years now.
Okay. Wow. So a long time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Before that, I was playing in bands and DJing, producing electronic music. And
Okay.
then for the past like 8 years, I've been just producing hip hop, pop, R&B. I can
Okay.
produce
Dope.
anything really.
Nice. Okay. Good stuff.
And
Um, so yeah, I wanted to get into it. So I wanted to start, I wanted to start a little bit and talk about a little bit of your background, Swiss. So, as a kid, obviously you're from Rexdale, you're growing up, um, you know, um, were you someone who was, really always into music? Was it something you naturally gravitated to? Like, how did your passion for music, I guess, just come about?
Music was always my thing, like, but it wasn't hip hop at first. Like, my family, I come from a Jamaican background, right? So my
Okay.
family would always play dancehall, reggae all day long, right? And I love music. I have videos of me on VHS, like sitting on a
Okay.
couch at like 4 years old, singing with my eyes closed like this, like like you know what I'm saying? Like I knew I loved music, but
Hmm.
I started creating it when I was 13 because it's just what I saw around me. I was influenced by rappers making music. I had people rapping around me. I'm like, if they're doing it, why can't I do it? And
Exactly. Yeah.
I started doing it at the age of 13 and realized, damn, I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because it's like, even me, it's like a lot of people, they enjoy listening to music, but then it's like, it's a total other thing to then hop on a mic or like write down your thoughts or lyrics and stuff to
Yeah,
actually like create it. It's a lot harder than a lot of people think. Um,
yeah.
so like when you were just starting out, like, you said you started when you were 13. How was that process like developing your skills? Like, did you really like nights were like, man, like this is tough, like I don't know how I'm gonna do this, or were you like kind of like just took to it like right away?
It, I, I'm so interested in music. Like, yeah, I never got
Okay.
tired of it. Like, like I'd be
Right.
writing. Like, I would have friends that wanted to make music, and
Uh-huh.
like would form a group, like, you know, we do it, and like at 15 years old, we have like phone calls, like group phone calls, or like, yo, spit your best verse, like, you know.
Oh, sure.
And
Over the phone. Yeah.
some of us were able to, and some of us were just like, yeah, man, I'm not really feeling it, you know. But I was always feeling it. I was never in the mood to not do music. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was something I did like religiously. My eyes closed, ears shut. I just do music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's like a big thing too, because it's like you just said right there, like no matter what, eyes closed, whatever's going on in your life, you'd always gravitate and you would do music. And I feel like that's such a big thing, because it's like, even for me, I found it so tough to like find my passion. I'm like, man, like what is it that I want to do and wake up every day and do? And it's, for some people it takes so long, and for others it's like you found that at such a young age. So it's like, I feel like it's such a special thing, you know?
Yeah.
So definitely. Now, you're saying before that you were, you know, you're working together with your friends, like to help develop your skills. Would you go to like online resources like YouTube? Like how would you like teach yourself to maybe like record or engineer a beat or do all that kind of stuff?
To be real, I was at that age, at like 15, 16, I was just going by what I thought. Like, you know, I never really did tutorials, like, you know, like I would listen to like one of my favorite rappers. I would listen to like, say like he did ad-libs in the background, like, yeah, you know, I just imitate that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, that's supposed to be in the song, right? Then I like, if I was to like mix my background vocal way too high, I would just listen to my favorite song and be like, well, the ad-lib isn't that high. You know what I'm saying? And I just learned like that by just listening and imitating.
Okay. You know? Awesome. So it was pretty much like just a gradual learning experience. As you go, you experimented with different things, and you're like, okay, well, now I'm getting going. I kind of understand.
This is how this is supposed to sound, and so on and so forth.
Okay, nice. You know, so that time you're very young. What was like your mindset like? Like, were you going into every session being like, you know what, I'm giving it my 110% because I want an end goal of getting here. I want to be the biggest artist in Toronto, in the world. Like, what kind of mindset did you bring to studio sessions?
In the sessions, I was thinking like I was the best rapper alive, like, you know, like, well, obviously I wasn't, because at the time when I listened back to those records, I'm like, damn, like, right? I was but I had that confidence all the time. It's like, yo, I'm gonna destroy the mic when I get in there, you know. And people that were around me, they always motivated me, they boosted me. They're like, yo, man, you're gonna make it, bro. So, you know, I took that and I ran with it. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna make it. They told me I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. You know?
That's awesome. Do you ever like, I mean, I'm sure you probably have some of your old songs like saved on a hard drive somewhere. Do you ever go back and like listen to them and be like, damn, like I've come a long way?
Bro, you know what's so funny?
Yeah.
On my right here,
okay,
I was talking about MySpace, and I'm like, yo, I don't think MySpace still exists. So I looked up MySpace, and it was like a whole different template. And I looked up my old songs, and they're still there. I was 14 years old, 14, 15 years old. I recorded those songs, but I can't play it. But, man, if I can get a hold of that, I would love to. Like, I'd love to reminisce on those old records.
That'd be crazy.
I really don't like how I used to rap, though, man. Like, the
way did you, like, have a different style? Like, was it completely different to how you rap now?
It was, like, it was futuristic. Like, it was, like, I wanted to be so different so bad. Like, I'll just do some weird, strange shit. Like, you know, like I would house my words different. I would stretch it like long. I would put the bridge like in the middle, you know, I just do whatever people aren't doing. You know what I'm saying?
To kind of make yourself different, I guess, right? To like distinguish yourself.
When I listen back, it kind of sounds like a mess, right? Like there's no real structure, right? Like now, like I don't really follow, and I don't like to really follow like formulas. You get what I'm saying? Like you know how people would have like verse, hook, verse, bridge, or the hook. You know, like sometimes I want to do like verse, bridge, hook. You know, because I just feel like people won't know until you do it. You know, they won't know if it works until you do it.
Exactly, right? Or they won't. They wouldn't even think of like, oh man, that actually sounds good. It's not like the way you're supposed to do it, but it's like almost like creating a new style, and that's gonna like hit a wave and it's gonna like take off.
Yes, sir.
Definitely, man. So that's like, because when I listen to your song, so one of my favorite songs of yours is "Open Up Shop." Your single you put out. I like the video for that too. So whoever did the video, you guys did a very good job on that video.
Yeah, too. Zena Z was the creative director, and Charlton Visual shot it.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so shout out to them. They definitely did. Props on them
Yeah.
for that. But that's one thing right there that I would say about your music is like when I first listened to it, it hit me right away. Is it's like, okay, it's different. You add a different sauce to it. It's not the same. So that's what I was gonna ask. I was like, do you like do that intentionally so you're not classified as the like Toronto artist? So I can hear the Toronto influence, or it's so dark, it's so melodic. He's gotta be from Toronto. Like, do you make that a point in your music to be totally different, like you were saying?
Um, to answer that question, I don't even think about that when I'm doing it. To be real,
Oh,
like
okay.
sometimes, like I make sure I say my ERs very hard. Like
Mm.
when I was younger, I used to want to fuck my babysitter. Like like instead of when I was younger, like, you get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
I want you to hear the difference between me and other artists. I want, like, I don't want to sound like everybody else. And I feel like us as Canadians, this is how we talk. You get
Mm.
what I'm saying?
Of
Like
course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when I was younger. You don't say when I was younger. You get what
There's
I'm
a
saying?
lot
So,
twang at the end. Yeah.
yeah. So I just try to keep it very authentic.
Hmm. Now, what is because what I would say, at least the last couple of years, you yourself have really been an artist that has you stand out in the city. People know who you are. What is it about maybe yourself or the music you put out that you think just connects with people so much? Like what is it about you and your music?
Kind of think it's like the charisma I have, like my charisma, like
Okay.
I have this energy. I feel, because that's what people tell me. I have this energy about myself that people gravitate to, right? And I don't know. I spread a lot of positivity, a lot of love. So, like, you meet me, you don't like me, it's something wrong with you, not me.
Facts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a tweet right there, I tell you. Awesome. So it's actually perfect that both you guys are in the same room because you guys just released a single together. I think it was on your birthday, right, Swiss?
Yeah, yeah. The 4th of
Awesome.
July.
So okay, 4th of July. So happy belated birthday to you.
Much.
Um, but so I want to talk about the single for a sec. So first of all, how do you guys kind of know each other? How did you guys initially get linked up?
I met Henny in the studio. My cousin had a session. My cousin CJ Crewlove. So he's
Okay.
gang.
Mm-hmm.
He had a session with Henny, and I went with my cousin, and I met him there, and me and Henny been working ever since. Like,
Nice. Okay. So it was like in studio, kind of like instant connection between you guys
yeah,
then.
he was dope with the production. He said I was dope with the raps, and we linked up, and we just started making music ever since. We never missed. Well, I would say.
Oh, of course, facts. So how did like when you guys were in the studio, was this like how did this song come about? Were you guys just like did someone send you a beat? Did someone pull up a beat and you guys kind of just both wrote to it, or how did it kind of formulate?
We were working on a project called Marshall. We are working on a project
Whoa,
called
whoa,
Marshall.
whoa, whoa. We finished the
Time out,
project.
time out.
So
Go for it.
Twisted started like at the beginning of quarantine.
Okay.
Basically, there's not much to do, right?
Hmm.
So I just hit Swiss with a full pack. Like I gave you like 13, 15 beats.
Yeah.
Send him 13, 15 beats. I told him like, write the hardest records you can write. And let's
Hmm.
just make a full album during quarantine. And we did it. So Twisted was the first song he recorded.
Okay.
It was kind of more of an introduction to the project than anything else, but everything on that project is amazing music, and I'm so excited to put it out.
For real.
Awesome.
Now, basically, what the song is about to me when I wrote it, just
Hmm.
like, yo, don't get it twisted. We're coming. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. It's a
it ain't
message,
Marshall, it ain't law. Like, we're coming. Don't get it twisted. I
Right.
need millions. you know?
Facts. Is
Yeah.
now that project is that going to be coming out soon, or you guys still have to make some like tweaks and stuff too before you put it out?
It should be coming out real soon. We got to sit down and talk about when we want to release it, but
Okay.
it's pretty much done. You just got to get the visuals now.
Yeah, we're working on visuals at the moment.
Visuals. Okay.
Package the
Now,
whole thing.
awesome. Now, do you guys like that's a really good point too. Like, so you guys, when it comes to pairing visuals with a song, because in my opinion, I feel like the song could be so good, but if the visuals don't match, I feel like it can kind of ruin a song in a way, right? So,
Yeah.
are you guys super strategic? Do you guys sit down with a creative director and really work through? Okay, these are the songs I want to do a music video for. These are songs I want to do a lyric video for. Like, what's that process like for you guys?
So for the records that I released previous with visuals, some of them are
Right.
very well thought of. We have a whole mood board, you know, everything is well written.
Mm.
And then there's times where I got a videographer that hits me up like, yo, let's shoot. For instance, Uber Black, that was on the fly. The day of, he said, yo, I want to shoot a video. I'm going back to Paris. I need to shoot a video for you in Toronto. And I went and go get a haircut. I went to go get a haircut.
Okay.
We went downtown and we shot the video. You
Jeez,
know?
okay.
So, but I really like to be more prepared, but sometimes you just got to go and see if it works out or not, you know?
Yeah, because as good as preparation is, like you don't, like you said, you don't always have that luxury, right? So, you know, you got to kind of work with both angles. Well, speaking of ones that you've done that are more, you know, thought out, I really liked personally the Dash music video with the Lambo in the car and kind of the graphics. Was that one a little bit?
You're talking about Safe.
Oh, sorry, was it? Sorry, I got that mixed up. Safe, yeah, sorry, yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
I was saying I really liked that one. Was that more so one of your videos that was more so well thought out and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, honestly, I just needed visuals, so I went to the stock and put the audio on the stock. We didn't even shoot that, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's just so you can have something to watch, so you're not bored. You know what I'm saying? You listen to the song. You know, people are always just releasing audio. You don't want to stare at the cover the whole time. You know, so
yeah, it gets kind of boring.
Yeah.
Okay. No, well, hey, you got whoever did that, I liked it. It was a good job. So kudos, props to that. So as a creative, well, I guess this kind of goes for all creative genres. It's like, you know, when you create music or you create a video or you create an app, you're almost like putting out a physical product to the world for it to be judged in a way, right? So, you know, as good as something can be, you know, not everyone is going to like what you do. There's, you know, some people who love it and, you know, some people who hate it. So from on your end as an artist, how do you deal with that criticism? And, you know, as a musician, someone who's in the public eye, do you think it just, you know what, it just comes with a job description of something you have to just deal with on a day-to-day?
A couple years back, I guess I would say that used to be something I thought of, like, you know, what happens when people start, like, you know, like ripping me apart in the comments and shit, like, you know.
Right.
But now I love it because if think about it this way, if everyone's just saying positive shit to you, like saying, oh yeah, I love this song, it's the best song I've ever heard, and if everyone keeps saying that, you will realize that these are just your yes men. These are not even just your yes men, but these are just people that will say anything to make you feel good. There's people that are just brutally honest. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but at least I know I'm making it, because if it's not reaching that many people, I just have a certain demographic of people that just love my shit. When it expands and you got people hating on it, you know you're going places.
And it's kind of like a challenge too, you know. It kind of like motivates you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's kind of like a motivation.
Yeah, I love it. Sometimes I go in the comment, I'm like, yeah, that's what you think. All right, I'm about to record this song. I'm recording this next banger. Right, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. But I know that people are listening. I know it's good. I'm having deja vu right now.
Yeah, because you're picturing all that. Yeah.
I love this shit, bro. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, man.
No, that's good, because I feel the same way about that too. It's like, you know, if you have too much positive, it almost, you know, it doesn't have the same effect, or it doesn't light that fire underneath you to like want to go even harder the next project. So I think you know, there needs to be a balance of both. You can't get too hard on yourself about like, oh man, you know what, like, am I really all that? You know, do I really make good music? Because of that, you can't even go the complete opposite way as well, because that's self detrimental at the same time, right? So definitely. Now, you know, you brought up a good point about yes men. I liked how you said that, because I feel like that also goes for the people you surround yourself with. So, you know, how do you filter out those people, those yes men people, and make sure, hey, you know what, like, this guy, he's just saying what I want to hear. Like, is there flags that you use? Like you filter your friends? Like, how do you make sure that you're steering clear from that?
I don't have a large group of people I hang out with. Like, the people you see me with, majority of the time, are the people I hang around with, right? And we're all honest with each other, you know? Like, I can make something that Henny would love, and then my cousin CJ would be like, yeah, I don't know, you know? And then vice versa. CJ will love it. He would be like, I don't know, right? But we're honest with each other. And then there's other people that come around and it's like, yo, bro, everything you do is amazing, man. Like, you could never do no wrong. And it's like, He don't even know me, like, you know, but you just gotta take it. You just gotta take it.
And the fact that we challenge ourselves like that, it makes us grow.
Yeah, and put like always consistently pushing the envelope too. That's definitely 100%. Speaking of like networks and stuff, from what I've seen from you, like I feel like you're one of the few artists in the city at least who really does a good job of like networking. Like as for example, I know you was it last year? Like you went to the A3C festival, right? You got invited as an artist.
Yeah.
So I've heard from a lot of people that if you're in music, that's an event, that's a conference that you got to go to. So from your experience, like what makes A3C such like a not miss event, and what's from a network perspective, how was your experience in terms of making connections with artists outside of the Toronto bubble, I guess you would say?
It's very in Atlanta, they're very supportive. You know what I'm saying? Like music and the culture, they support it, right? And everything is fast paced. Everything, like, everyone's moving quickly. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to miss a second of it, right?
Okay.
The second you blink, you miss it, right? I went down there, and in the very first day I went down there, I linked up with Jermaine Dupri's artist, right? Named Cedar. And then the second day, I linked up with Jermaine Dupri. That shit I never did in Toronto. You get what I'm saying? I lived in Toronto all my life. And the 2 days I was in Atlanta, and I'm meeting people that can change my life. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And so it's just everything moves very fast, and you gotta get at the opportunity before you miss it. And I love Atlanta. Atlanta's a good city, very supportive of music and your art.
Yeah, I've never been to Atlanta, but in terms of like music, that's what I've heard from, a lot of people, even people visiting or people from Toronto or different states. They say in Atlanta, it's more a tight knit. They actually, they support one another, and they want to see each other, like, be successful, which I think in Toronto, that's a little bit of a problem. At least from my view, it's like, I feel like a lot of artists are, either out for themselves, or they're very like territorial, or it's not like the same amount of love between artists isn't shown. And I ask everybody this question, but it's like no one, I feel like, really has the answer to like solve that problem.
In A3C, there was actually like, it was kind of really nice how all the Toronto artists that were there performing together, everybody showed love to each other.
That's the crazy part. You see how crazy that is? In Toronto, that wouldn't happen, but everyone was supporting. Everyone that was from Toronto was like, oh yeah, Toronto, yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Really repping each other,
repping the city, like showing love. You get what I'm saying? And that's how
it's a different energy out here. But in Atlanta, like at A3C, everybody each other.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm thinking maybe because it's like Toronto, like they feel like the minority, so it's almost okay. Like all our Toronto Canadian guys gotta like stick together and kind of show the Americans like what we got going on up here, because we got some talent coming out of Toronto, right? So yeah, definitely. I know you mentioned Jermaine Dupri, but I know, over the years you've built a pretty, big relationship with Birdman. So how did you guys initially like link up, meet, and then what was that experience of, meeting him, and has he passed on any like nuggets of wisdom for you that's kind of helped in your career?
I met Birdman in 2016 or 17.
Okay.
And I met him through J Soul. So I don't know if you know who J Soul is.
Yeah.
He's artist from Toronto that was signed to Birdman. We were working at a studio called Urban Arts, mentoring. Well, Freddie was mentoring him at the time, and we were producers and songwriters at the studio, mentoring him as well. So when he was gonna get signed, Birdman told him to bring us, and we went down there, and that's how I met Stunna. Made some records. He was impressed. I met Birdman's son. And him, he's a cool guy. Shows love. Birdman's son shows me love. Brian Jr. Shout out Brian Jr.
Yeah, shout out Brian Jr. Does he do music as well?
No, he doesn't. He's more into sports.
Okay.
Yeah, he's more into sports. But cool guy. And like Cash Money, it's love, it's family always, right? So yeah, that's how I met Stunna. It was in 2016 or 17, and I wouldn't say he dropped any jewels, really. He just let us know we're talented, and he said keep working. He's like, I'm gonna put all you niggas on. But that was 2017. So
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, that's that's you know what. Just as soon as you said that, I pictured in his voice like him saying it too. I could totally see him saying that. That's funny. That's funny. Um, Now on the topic of advice, I mean, you've obviously been in the industry for a while now. You've had your run around. You know, kind of what the industry is about. For someone who is, you know, they may be getting into the industry. You know, maybe they're looking to have more eyeballs on their music. They want to get label attention. You know, do you have any advice for those newer artists, kind of just getting their foot in the door? Anything that you've experienced that they should do to get, you know, I guess just more attention on their craft?
Brother, stay consistent and invest into your craft.
Mm,
That's the most important. If you're consistent and you
okay.
invest into your career,
Hmm.
you will go places. That's it.
Facts. Okay. I wanna break that down though. When you say, because what I've realized is people's definition of consistency varies. What, you know, some people's definition of consistency is, oh, doing something for an hour every day. Some people's is like, nah, man, you got to do something for 5 hours every single day. That's consistency. In your viewpoint, what is consistent for you?
And as an artist, as a producer, whatever it is that you're creating,
Hmm.
be visible at all times. Stay consistent and be
Okay.
visible, right? Because you're just coming out, right? If someone sees Supreme Swiss once, they'll probably
Hmm.
skip it, right? They see it twice somewhere, they'll probably skip it. But the third time, they're probably like, "Yo, I saw this name before."
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then
It's top of mind. Yeah.
yeah, they'll look into it, right? And if you,
Hmm.
when I say invest, if you take your money and put it in the right places and you invest into marketing and you have these people sharing your music all at consistently sharing your music, you
Hmm.
can't miss, right? Because
Yeah.
the more times your name is seen, the more times people are gonna be like, "Yo, I wonder what this is."
Right. Versus like maybe you put out one record a month. Like there's no way that, you know, as many people can get onto that. You're not putting out as much material for
Yeah,
them to like.
they'll be
Yeah.
bored,
Mm-hmm.
right?
100%.
But
Yeah.
like you gotta feed them, like, you know, because yo, with me, the first song I dropped, I didn't get a huge reaction, but it didn't
Right.
stop me. The second song I dropped, I got a bigger reaction than the first one, and it was like a snowball, it just kept going. But it was like people heard my latest songs, and then they started going back to my other
And then
catalog,
finding
right?
those out. Yeah.
Finding
Yeah.
those songs and those songs. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't release records, then that won't happen.
Yeah. Mm.
You know, so you just gotta stay consistent. You gotta release, stay consistent, be visible.
Facts. No, I
You
agree
know,
with that. Henny, now I want to get the producer's perspective on this. When it comes to making beats, is that relatively the same thing? Like you experimental, consistent with that sort of thing? Like just making sure you're making a beat every day kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, me, it's more preparedness, I guess. I'm gonna quote Wheezy: "You gotta have
Okay.
clips, ammo. You know, you gotta be ready to go. Like no
Facts.
matter what is thrown at you, you gotta be ready and prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the most important thing, really. Being
Definitely.
prepared, being ready.
Hmm. Constantly learning, like never thinking, oh, you know what, like I know everything, or oh, you know what, I know
Oh,
how to
music,
create that sound, you know?
it's infinite. Learning is infinite. Like
Mhm.
you'll never learn enough in music.
Definitely. So, well, I guess I can pose this question to both you guys. Now that you've been in the industry for a while, how, like, you know, maybe the methods, the way that you guys learned were different than, you know, when you were 13 and when you guys were just starting out. So now being in the industry for a while, how do you guys, you know, develop new skills or pick up new information? Are you, you know, hitting up the OG that's been in the game for a while, be like, hey man, you know what, I'm struggling with this. Like, what's your tips? What's your advice? Like, how are you guys learning these days?
I'm a sponge.
Sponge. Yeah, yeah.
I just watch and learn. My
Watch and learn.
ears, my
Okay.
ears do all the learning for me.
just like that. Remember I said like when I was 13, there was no looking up tutorials. You just learn
Mm-hmm.
from what you see, learn from what you hear. You know, just soak it up.
Facts, definitely. Now going back to your point you said earlier about visibility, I feel like live performances and shows have a lot to do with that as well. Because Swiss, I think your last performance was with like Flip and Jay Critch at the Phoenix Concert Hall, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
how
yeah.
do you, just as an artist, like you know, obviously, you know, you record music in a studio, but performing it in front of a live audience is probably, you know what, it's probably a pretty cool thing. So what's your approach to live performances, and what's your opinion on, you know, doing virtual concerts or all that kind of stuff?
That's my favorite
That's
thing
his
to do.
bag. That's his
Yeah,
bag.
Performing,
I can imagine.
man,
It looks pretty sick, not gonna
I
lie.
have too much energy, man. I have to use it on stage. Trust me. Like
Hmm.
I'm not nervous. It's not really. Sometimes like they're telling me I gotta like not really Henny, but they'll tell me like, you know, you gotta rehearse, go do like rehearsal, and bro, I live for this shit. Like I don't just
Right.
all I need to know is what songs are playing, what order, and let's go.
That's
You
crazy.
know what I'm saying? Because I don't need to prepare what move, if I go left, if I go right. It's how I feel and in the moment. See what I'm
Right.
saying?
Okay.
And that's me. I just move off of my energy.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, he really like controls the crowd. He delivers such energy that like even if the crowd doesn't know him at first, by the end of the show, everybody's lit.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's like the energy you bring is infectious. So it's like someone who could be like, you know, I don't really know about this guy. Maybe first song, fifth song into your set, you're like, oh, okay, this guy's bringing energy. Like I'm just gonna rock with him instead of just like standing there being awkward. You know what I mean?
What you just said, energy is infectious. That's how
Mm.
I feel. I feel like there's no way you can have me moving up and down on stage, performing my ass off like this, and you're gonna stand there. You can't. Eventually you're gonna be like what the hell, like you know, you're gonna start moving.
Yeah.
You
Facts.
know.
Definitely. Now in terms of live performances, I know I haven't really heard much, but like, are you like, is there any talks of like going back to like, you know, like actually having people in a venue at a single time, or do you know if there's anything in regards to performances that may be a little different for you as a performer and how you have to interact with the crowd because of the whole pandemic situation?
Like, are you like say that again?
So like obviously before, because it's like you would have 1,500 people crammed into a venue, you'd be able to like stage dive, do kind of whatever you want
Okay,
type
yeah,
of thing. Now because of the pandemic, it's like I'm assuming they're going to be putting in like barriers or whatever to accommodate for that. Like
yeah, yeah.
have you heard anything in terms of things that you have to change as a
Oh,
performer
okay.
to
No,
accommodate for that? No?
not right now. Nobody's really talking about doing shows. I think
Okay.
everyone's still afraid.
I think clubs
Yeah.
are reopen soon.
Clubs, yeah, clubs might reopen soon, so maybe people start performing in the clubs again, and
Would
um,
you like if someone were to call you today and was like, "Hey, Swiss, I want you to come perform right now." Like, would you be okay with it? That doesn't
oh
make
man, I'm not shook.
okay. Okay, good. Yeah. Have you guys entertained like doing virtual concerts at all, or not really? You're just focused on creating music right now.
We're just
You focus
focused
on
on this
create,
project. Yeah.
yeah, but like I
Marshall
don't know,
City.
virtual. I think that shit's so weird. I don't know, it's
I
weird to
think
me.
so too, but I mean, you see Tori and I know like who else did it? Gunna did it, like A Boogie did it. It was weird, but like I don't know. I feel like you kind of got to get. I don't know. Like maybe they just wanted to give fans some sort of like
And I
performance.
feel you. I feel you. Some people like it. Just for me, it would just feel weird, in my opinion. It just feels
Right.
weird even watching it. Like it's just
Yeah.
like when they had the award shows and they had them doing it without a crowd.
Oh
Like
yeah.
at the was it the BET Awards?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Yeah, the
so.
performances. I'm like, there's no crowd. Like like you don't see the people hyping up and shit. Like that's what we live for.
Hmm.
The energy of the crowd.
Definitely.
But I
Yeah,
kind of
because
like I like live session videos. Like I feel like that's a better approach to it than the live Instagram version of it. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
No, I agree.
Like,
You're talking like the Spotify live sessions where they kind of sing in the studio
yeah,
type of thing,
yeah.
right?
Like you
Okay.
can go search it on yourself on YouTube, or it could be like a Netflix thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
Like
I
live.
agree. I like watching those stuff too. It's entertaining still, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely. So getting back to the advice stuff, I know you gave some good advice, like consistency and putting out volume, and just kind of, the more things you put out, the more, opportunities you have to connect with your audience. Now, what's the best piece of advice that someone's given you?
Man, I would have
I
to
know I'm
think.
putting you on the spot right now.
No. It's a good question. It's something I have to think about because, man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I would have to pass on that one. I can't think
Okay,
of.
no problem. No worries, no worries. So obviously the pandemic situation is going on. Now, besides just like putting out music, do you have any other goals that you want to looking to accomplish for, the end of 2020 here?
Right now, I'm just trying to get this project out, and I want to get this shit on the billboard. I want
Okay.
you to see me and Henny Hendrx and the crew downtown Toronto when you look up like this.
Yeah, up on Yonge and Dundas, eh?
It's gonna happen.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of the project, like I want to talk a little bit about that because it's upcoming. So, what can fans expect from this music that's going to be dropping soon? Like, what different sounds? You work with different producers. Like, what can they expect?
This is the producer. I'll let you.
Okay, there you go. All on you. There you go.
Right, they should expect Henny Hendrx and Supreme Swiss.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
It's actually like amazing music. Like some of the best music I've ever made in my life. Swiss kills every single song he does.
This guy.
Guys, he never misses. I'm not gonna lie, he never misses.
Awesome.
And, yeah, it's just like all around, just good music. You're gonna have beats to dance to. Like everything is super energetic, and yeah, I don't know how else to explain it. It's just super fire.
Well said.
It's just fire.
Oh, no, that's well said. Definitely. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? I can't wait to hear it. I'm sure your fans and stuff can't wait to hear it when you guys drop it. So I'm looking forward to it. Definitely.
Love, bro.
Definitely. So for people who want to follow you guys, they want to get kind of listen to more of your music, just keep up to date on what you're doing. Where's the best place for them to check you guys out at?
All streaming platforms. You find me at Supreme Swiss, Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify. On Instagram is Supreme_Swiss.
Okay.
And Twitter, Supreme Swiss 77.
Awesome. And for you, Henny?
Same thing, Henny Hendrx. All platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, everything.
So, I'm gonna make sure to. Sorry, say that again. Say that again.
Henny Henny and Hendrx Hendrx.
Okay, awesome. So we'll make sure to leave all that information in the description box for you guys. You guys will be able to stream their stuff and keep up on their socials and stuff like that. So that'll be there. So before we conclude, I wanted to play a little rapid fire question game with you guys. So I'll just rapid fire out some questions. You guys give me kind of the first response that comes to you. All right. So what sport and team are you guys most excited to watch when everything resumes later this month for sports?
Toronto Raptors.
Same thing. The city.
Good choice. Good choice.
When that comes back, the NFL.
To be real, I don't even watch sports like that. But
no?
When it comes to Raptors, I'm down.
100%. Yeah. I would say the same thing for me too. Like, especially the Raptors winning, but I'm a big Raptors fan. So that would be my number one team to watch and get back into as well. Okay. Next one. If you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
Persistent.
Persistent. Okay. Yeah. How about you, Henny?
Hardworking.
Hardworking. Good. Okay. I like those. What's your favorite? So, both of you guys, what's your favorite song from your catalog that you guys have worked on? If you could pick one, your favorite.
One? Damn. Can I pick two? All right. I like Safe. I like Hot Boy.
Okay.
But I like Safe.
Okay.
But I love Hot Boy. Hot Boy and Safe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know this guy met one of his idols at E3C.
Oh yeah. Well,
Hot Boy Turk.
Well, yeah.
Hot Boy Turk. Oh.
Yeah, that's how this song was made, really.
Yeah.
Really?
Good thing. Yeah. Did you hear that song?
I've heard it. Yeah.
So that's Turk is Cash Money's original, and as a kid, I used to be in front of the TV looking up at the screen, wanting to be these guys. Wayne, Turk, especially, right? You had Wayne, you had Turk, you had BG, you had Juvenile, right? And yeah, I wanted to be Wayne and Turk, and I met this guy in Atlanta, and yeah, man gave me a verse. I gave him a verse, and we did that shit.
Jeez, that's crazy. You must have been. Were you pretty starstruck when you met him? Like, was it like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm meeting him?
So the story, I just made this quick. I was eating some food, and I looked up, and this guy was just standing there. Like, I'm like, you're just standing there. Like, it was weird. And I'm like, what the fuck is that, Turk? I'm like, Turk, and he looked. I'm like, what the fuck? So I ran up on him like I was crazy, like, you know.
Yeah.
I ran up on him like, yo, bro, you know me? Like, because I was with Birdman.
Well, this man's like mid-bite.
yeah. I was with Birdman like the year before, 2 years before. So I ran up on him like, yo, bro, do you know me? Like, you know, like all weird and shit. And he's like, I'm like, yo, man, I was with Stunner in Miami, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, bro, hold up. Let me just get this picture right quick. Called the photographer. Stood there, took a photo. And I said, yo, we follow each other on Instagram. Because that's what we already had each other on Instagram. That's
okay.
Because he saw one of my songs that Birdman's son posted. Right? And yeah, we had each other on Instagram. So then when I got back to Toronto, I hit him up. And he's like, yo, don't worry. I'm going to send over a verse. And we're going to get it popping. And then he produced the beat. And that's how it came.
Legendary. That's amazing. That's really cool. Okay, so I left off with your favorite song. So last one. If you could only visit one place for the rest of your life, where would it be? One place.
Real quick. Fuck. LA.
First place that comes to mind. I don't know.
I don't know.
Somewhere
man.
hot, maybe?
Rest of my life?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I passed Fiji. Shit.
Fiji, okay. You, Henny? Fiji too?
No, I'm Dominican Republic.
Ah, okay. Well, those are good choices. All hot, all island destinations, so that's good. Alrighty, so that concludes the interview. Guys, Swiss, Henny, thanks for chopping it up. Really appreciate your time and attention. Guys at home, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys soon. Thanks.
Much respect, fam. Love.
Peace.